Alright guys, what is going on? Today we're actually making a classic challenge video for the first time in a while here on the channel. I'm showing you guys the best deck in my opinion to get your first ever 12-win classic challenge, or I guess a grand challenge too, but don't really suggest playing any of those unless you've won at least a few classics. But without further ado, here is the deck I got to get 12 wins yesterday. First tried to, I hadn't played a classic in a while, 11 days before that. And just went 12-1 first try on that. And yeah, this deck is pretty solid. I've been practicing this one or different variants of it throughout the whole meta. There's a lightning variant instead of fireball. You can play E-Spirit instead of E-Wizard, but this is the one I like the best. And good news for the balance changes coming out yesterday. None of these cards, despite how OP you might think the Archer Queen is, none of these cards are going to get affected by the balance changes coming up, so this deck will be good for another 3 months, whether that's good or bad in your opinion. But yeah, let's hop into some of these replays right here, starting with this one against really meta E-Giant deck, E-Giant Lightning with the Archer Queen. I'm not sure why this guy had Valk in there. I'm not sure if that's normal, but typically E-Giant does not run Valk. But other than that, his deck looks like the standard E-Giant for this meta. And if you're wondering why I can have the Archer Queen in my deck if I'm not level 14, in case you did not know, you can play challenges now with all cards, whether you've unlocked them or not, or whether you have them leveled up or not at level 11. So, like for example, my Royal delivery is probably level 9 or something, but I can play with it in the classic challenge at level 11. I'll show you guys what that looks like in a couple seconds here once this match is over. But yeah, this match started off pretty bad for us here. I had a pretty bad starting hand. I just went with E-Wiz because I was impatient in the back, and then that kind of bit me back there a bit, so I had to waste a Mega Knight on defense, and then now he's got a bit of an overcommit, though, with that E-Giant push. But he's still going to get quite a bit of damage onto my tower right there. 3 Archer Queen shots. Have to go with a Bar Barrel right there, and he's up on Elixir. So yeah, it's going to be a comeback on this one, and he's going to BM us a bit there. But yeah, we got E-Wiz back in cycle. We're probably going to cycle the... Oh, no, right here he plays the Goblin Cage off to the right side, so it's going to be a bit of instant karma right there for his early BMing, and we're going to get a great Ram Rider connection onto the tower. He's going to go for the King Tower activation. He fails that. He says, wow, I don't know how that failed either. It looked like it was for sure going to activate, but did not. So we're going to go for an easy Royal Ghost onto that Dark Prince. We can go with a great E-Wiz placement right here. Make sure to copy that placement if you want to kite something over into the E-Wiz and then also have the E-Wiz go into the opposite lane, since we have a lot more damage on that end, or lane, I should say. He's going to miss the Goblin Cage placement right there. Did not quite have that in cycle in time. Fortunately, our Ram Rider charge is going to get blocked right there, or else that would have been game over right there. But yeah, it's still pretty much game over. He's going to go with a Lightning and Dark Prince at the same time. That's 10 Elixir in a little under a couple seconds. So that is a massive overcommitment again by this guy. And it looks like it's going to be a good game right there. But he had an E-Giant and a Bar Barrel, which surprisingly actually took out like everything. So it's not over yet. Still have to play it smart here. We're going to go with a Ram Rider now. And we're going to get some great fireball value onto the Goblin Brawler and the Archer Queen. Unfortunately, the Archer Queen is going to take out our Ram Rider, but we do sneak in that one Archer Queen hit, and our Archer Queen is still invisible, and we take out the remaining 11 HP right there. So that's a good game to this guy, and I'm moving on to the next match. But before that, I'll show you what I mean here. So when you enter a classic challenge now, you get your own separate deck slot here. And literally every card is level 11 already for you, including heroes, whether you have them upgraded or unlocked or whatever. But that's why you can play with heroes if you're not level 14, which is really great in my opinion, really great for the whole free-to-play aspect of the game. And yeah, it's a lot more fair in general, in my opinion, for challenges at least. So yeah, moving on to the next one. Yeah, that was there. I did have one loss. This recruits Hogs deck. That's a really hard matchup in my opinion, but you definitely can outplay it. I did not play the best on that one, but yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Against this like bridge spam Golden Knight E-Barbs no spell deck. It's pretty interesting, but I'm pretty sure I've also like seen it before, or at least it doesn't seem too terribly off meta. It's using a lot of like different meta cards and just a good match to see how you're gonna deal with this. So yeah, we're gonna have a pretty good Mega Knight value on top of those E-Barbs right there, but then he has we see that he has a Golden Knight right there as well as the Magic Archer. And that Magic Archer, it's going to be pretty annoying throughout the battle, you'll see here, as usual. So he's going to go with a Lumberjack right there. And always make sure to get that Bandit to have a nice charge off on a Lumberjack, and he'll survive with a decent amount of HP. He's still going to have to respond to that. We're going to get a good Bar Barrel off of that Magic Archer. Don't want to take too much damage. He's going to have to go with the Heal Spirit right there, and it's not quite going to get the job done. We're going to get a charge on the Bandit and a additional swing on the tower. And now we have a Royal Ghost. We're just going to play to the bridge, apply some extra pressure. And I said wow there because you guys can't hear the game audio, but we played them at Royal Ghost at the exact same time. So they made like a echoing sound effects of both of them being placed at the exact same time there. So right there, the Royal Ghost went invisible at just the exact wrong time, where I thought the Archer Queen would target onto the Ghost, but nope, Archer Queen was already onto the Magic Archer, so I wasted a Fireball right there. And yeah, he's going to play a Golden Knight to tank up our Bandit. So we have a slight damage advantage right here, looking pretty good. That Heal Sphere is going to heal up the Golden Knight, and thankfully we do get that Royal Ghost down in time to stop the massive damage that Golden Knight would have caused right there. So yeah, now we have an Archer Queen set up and ready for defense, where they were going to play a Mega Knight just in time. Unfortunately, the Magic Archer being annoying as usual again right there. We're going to miss the Bandit. Placement of the Magic Archer did take out the Archer Queen. Yeah, it's not looking the best for us right now. He does get quite a bit of units just stacked up there now. He's going with another Magic Archer in that same placement. Just really, really annoying. I cannot stress that enough this match. We're going to have to go with a whole E-Wizard just to keep that Magic Archer from splashing onto our tower again. And then right here, though, this is for sure what wants the game. We get that Archer Queen down with its ability. E-Wiz and Archer Queen stay alive at 1 HP. Ram Rider gets the charge off, and that tower is now down to 32 HP. We can just Fireball that, and that is a good game well played to this guy. So on to the next match. We're going to have just about a mirror matchup right here. Yeah, against the pretty much the old version of the deck I'm running right now. Before the Archer Queen was released, this deck that my opponent's using was fairly popular in the meta. But yeah, definitely I would say my version is a bit better, especially against the Inferno Dragon, as you guys will see. I'll speed this one up to times 3 or times 4, because this one was an absolute walk in the park. I'm just showing you guys just how good this deck is against like Inferno Dragon and I guess like similar Mega Knight bridge spam decks. Like your Mega Knight just gets so much value. Just make sure not to play your Ram Rider at the bridge, because then they can play their Ram Rider on defense and just slow it down so it never hits. And then they have the counter push from their own Ram Rider still. So he's making the mistake of going Ram Rider on its own right there. And I can just play a Mega Knight on it and full counter and get a counter push. And right there, game over pretty much once he messed up that Inferno Dragon placement. Easy E-Wizard connection right there onto it. And yeah, that was game over from there. So next up we have this, again, very meta Royal Hogs deck. Royal Hogs EQ. Again, I lost the Recruits Hogs deck, so I won't be showing that one. I did not exactly play my best. Not a whole lot to take away from that one. Or I might show it at the end or something, but yeah. This one went a lot better. Well, I'm pretty sure this one actually did not start out the best for me, but I ended up coming back on this one. So the opponent is going to cycle an Earthquake right ahead, and then go with a Goblin Cage right there to fully stop our Ram Rider. Cycle a log, we're going to go with Electro Wizard onto that, so our Electro Wizard is going to be surviving, so we're going to support that with a Bandit in front. All he's got right there is Skeletons, and then he's going to have to go use his Archer Queen and nearly kill it right there, so we can just go ahead and Bar Barrel, so that was a pretty good push on our end. But now I probably should have gone Royal Ghost, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should have gone Mega Knight or just gone with the Royal Ghost and took a bit more damage there, since we didn't have not much damage taken on the left side at that point. But right here, I might have overcommitted with this as well. I just decided that since I knew he was going to go in with a Goblin Cage and fully stop our Mega Knight, I might as well try to support that and get a bit of a breakthrough right there. And we ended up getting a good bit of damage, obviously, there with the Archer Queen, but still might have been, like in hindsight, a bit of an overcommitment right there for single elixir, but yeah, it was really unfortunate too. If you guys saw that both towers were hitting the Mega Knight, it was just the exactly like worst possible spot for the Mega Knight to be right there. So yeah, now he has the Archer Queen, pretty much a full HP there. He's gonna go with its ability pretty early there, actually. So not the best ability in my opinion, but he's gonna get a really good delivery off right there. I probably should not have gone with the Bar Barrel on that, like how I did there. And this Ram Rider Snare did not work how I wanted it either. Both those Hogs still got on the tower on the right side. Now it's looking like the opponent is in a bit of a damage advantage and not looking the best for me right now. Especially since I've gotten caught overcommitting a couple times in a row. He's now a pretty good Goblin Cage there as well, getting the Archer Queen to help out there as well on defense. And right here, not looking good for me again. Gonna get pretty good Fireball off actually, and we're gonna maintain our damage pretty much, only down by like 200, so not the end of the world, but definitely the match is trending in his favor right now. And now we are going to get into double elixir time. Or sorry, not double elixir, it's overtime right now. I'll be approaching triple elixir here in 40 seconds. There's some good Mega Knight value on that side since we already have the Bandit down on the left side. Gonna go with an E-Wiz on that Goblin Brawler, which nearly gets taken out right there. And once again, another super valuable Archer Queen for him. At least we do get a bit of a jump off on it, but that Royal Delivery again, providing quite a bit of value against my own Archer Queen, and then that Fireball is going to help take out the Hogs on the right side, but now he's getting a bit of an advantage on the left side since we're letting those ones pass an awful lot. So he's going to have another good delivery right there. He's going Archer Queen in the opposite lane. We're going to have to go get a good push off here pretty soon, or else he's just going to end up chipping us down with those Earthquake cycles and inevitable little Royal Hog nibbles here and there. So right here, pretty much having a full sim. We got 45 seconds left, only 1100 HP remaining on our left side tower right there. And you really just had to completely disregard defending sometimes, just fully going on offense. I mean, that push was not quite the one that did it, but we're just going to go light on defense again right there. Even though he's earthquaking, we're just going to go Bandit, Bar Barrel on that. We got both lanes set up right now. He goes Goblin Cage on the right side. So now our Ram Rider is free to go right there. We get a great connection off. Bandit dashes, and he plays a cage a bit too late, so that was a good game. What a comeback on that one. Sometimes you just have to go all in there on triple elixir. Forget about defending. If you know that the trajectory of the match is going in their favor, And yeah, that's what got us to 11 wins. And then here is the last match of the game, of the Classic Challenge right here. This guy was running a bit of an interesting deck. I'm not sure I've really seen this before. It's using a lot of meta cards with the Golden Knight, Zappies, E-Spirit, but it's a bit interesting because he had the Skeletons, E-Spirit, and Fire Spirit all in the same deck, but I don't know. I've also noticed kind of a trend in challenges recently, like a granted classic challenges, where the last match will always, like usually the opponents leading up to the last match will always have like fairly like heavier meta decks, and then the last match the guy's always using like Cycle or something. I'm not sure if that's some pattern you guys have noticed as well, but I'm for sure it's gonna happen an awful lot where the last guy just running some random like Cycle deck or something, and it usually ends up working against me, like taking me off guard or something. But yeah, so we're gonna go Ram Rider right here. Unfortunately, he does. We see now that he does have his own Ram Rider, and that's exactly what you do not want to be seeing. In a Ram versus Ram matchup is when they are able to just defend yours with their own, then get a great counter push off. So we're gonna have to ignore those Zappies in the left hand side. This point, nothing too bad. He's obviously got a bit of a damage advantage on us, though, but we know that it's not the worst matchup. We know that we can definitely just got to focus up and we can sure win this thing. Just going to go with an Archer Queen in the back right there, and he's got his Golden Knight coming right at us. Going to charge as well, so we're going to have to tank that with a Bandit. And yeah, right here, really not going to want to overcommit into this too much. We're just going to leave our Archer Queen there, fireball those Zappies, get them off the board. Now we're going to want to go ahead and activate our ability. We knew that he had nothing in cycle for that. Even if he had a Golden Knight back, it would still pretty much take out the full Golden Knight. But yeah, he only had Flying Machine and like an E-Spirit there, or a Fire Spirit or something to try to block that Archer Queen, but to little avail right there. And at this point, definitely the match is in our favor. Good Zappies by him there, though, and another good Ram Rider on defense. But right here, we see that we set up with a Archer Queen in the back. We got Fireball and Mega Knight in cycle. So yeah, this matchup definitely in our favor. Looking back on that, because I mean, Mega Knight and Fireball can basically clean up whatever he's got. We got Fireball for the Zappies and Flying Machine. We got the Mega Knight for the Golden Knight, and for the Ram Rider, and the rest of his cards just cycle. So, I mean, definitely probably my matchup here, but still doesn't matter. You can always make mistakes and stuff if you're not focusing up and or getting overconfident or something. So, just making sure here to keep going on defense, not overcommitting on offense, because if we were to overcommit even one time, he could just send down a Golden Knight Ram Rider push opposite lane and just take our tower in one push with that absolutely broken Golden Knight charge. Right here, he is going to get a Ram Rider connection, but I mean, come on, it's 1900 damage on that tower, and we got only 300 left on his, and we're just going to let that Flying Machine get damage right there, since he was probably a bit up in elixir. Just going to set up another, well, Golden Knight actually broke through right there. Not intended. But right now we see that we do kind of have to get some more damage, since he was getting a concerning amount of damage right there. We're just going to go Fireball on that, and that's going to be good game. Yeah, I'd say from that match, the biggest takeaway is just realizing when to go in, when to stay passive and go on defense. And yeah, just because you have the opponent's tower down to like 400 HP can just not make yourself have to make yourself not go overly aggressive and just hang in there and wait until you have an actual good opportunity to go on the offense. But yeah, that was how I got 12 wins with that deck right there. Recommend using that if you guys are trying to win your first ever Classic or Grand Challenge. And yeah, that's about it for today's video. We'll see you next time.